Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rachelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right Podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, joined by my lovely wife, Miss Southern Shell. Shell, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. It is cold.
Is it turkey time?
Yeah, it's turkey time.
Feels like, hey, it's starting to feel like the holidays. Have you started decorating? I hadn't seen no trees yet, so
there is one tree up.
Where's it at?
In the game room.
Oh, I haven't
upstairs in the game room last year. I just put the tree, decorated it all into the attic, just slid it straight into the attic. So I've slid that one back out.
So that's kid territory. I don't go up there.
Yeah. Well,
unless I'm going to Yale, and I don't like to do that. So if I had to go in there, something's bad wrong.
So, but that was really easy setting up that tree.
I bet it was. You just drug it out. The lights work?
Blew the dust off a little.
Oh, that's good to go. So when are you going to break the rest of the stuff out?
This weekend.
Like when I take Michael deer hunting, you going Christmas decorate?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Well, I know it sounds like it's early, but man, our weekends are full, and it's going to be Christmas before you know it.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning.
Because we got the football championship next weekend. Michael's playing in. Then we're going to your grandparents for Thanksgiving, and then my parents up in Shawali for Thanksgiving, and then we're going to Nashville, and then that's when we're having our friends kind of Christmas thing at the house, I guess, or something.
And then the weekend before Christmas, we don't have anything planned.
You better get it decorated, Shell. The countdown is on. It is on. You're already, what's today, the 8th?
You've been listening to Christmas music.
It's already on the radio. You can hit, what is it, 98.9 here in Memphis, the bridge. They switched to Christmas like November 1st. So if you put it over there, it's all the good stuff.
Are you a Christmas junkie?
Yeah.
Well,
I really like Thanksgiving. They don't play Thanksgiving music though. Thanksgiving is my holiday. I mean, it's just about food and being thankful for what you got and getting to see all your family and football and hunting, and it's all the things I love to do.
Yeah,
smoking turkeys and hams and casseroles. Oh man, I love casseroles. Are we gonna do a Thanksgiving episode this year, or we usually do? We did last year.
We're planning to do a turkey, a full-fledged turkey.
Yeah, next week.
That's
gonna be our recipe for next week. I was gonna mention that. That's in my notes to talk about at the end.
Yeah.
This week, Cajun Turkey Club. What did you think about? So you were skeptical when I told you I'm going to do a sandwich for our first turkey video.
I just was like, a sandwich?
You didn't know it was going to be
the sandwich.
The sandwich to end all sandwiches, didn't you?
Look, I've learned not to just go with it. Just see what he's got.
Even if it sounds crazy, just let me cook it and see how it turns out.
Yeah,
it turned out.
I've learned to trust
I'm going to say it turned out damn good. That turkey sandwich would hurt you. So what I did was a Cajun Turkey Club, and you could really do this with your leftover turkey.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, I was trying to ease into the turkey cooking this year. So I said, I'm going to do a turkey breast. Cajun style. I made up a Cajun injection, butter, a little hot sauce in it, some of my Cajun season, my king crawl, some chicken broth to add a little more liquid to it. And it's just like one of those Creole butter injections you get from the grocery store. What's the two brands? Tony's makes one, and there's another Cajun injection or something. I think
Tony's is good. We've used it.
Oh yeah, that's one of my go-tos. I always use Creole butter. They have several different ones. I like the Creole butter the best, and all it is it probably really isn't butter. It's probably butter flavored oil they use to keep the cost down. But I just use a stick of butter, cup of chicken broth, tablespoon of hot sauce, tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, and you got your own injection. Then you can do what you want with it. So I took that turkey breast. It was a butter ball, weighed about 3 pounds. It comes with like a gravy pack or something. I always throw that away. I think they just put that in there for more. I don't know if they weigh that or not. I would say the turkey breast probably at least it said 3 pounds. I believe it was 3 pounds.
Where was this gravy pack? Like in the package?
Yeah, it was up in it, froze in there too. It's just one of those, Paco stuff. You throw it in a pot, warm it up, bring it to a boil, and it thickens up a little bit. And you're supposed to be able to sop your old dry turkey up if you don't know what you're doing with that gravy, I guess. But I throw that away.
Do you see those breasts the rest of the year, or do they really just start putting them out this time of year.
You know,
or they're definitely readily available this time of year.
Turkey's one thing that it's kind of hard to source it year round. They used to, they're starting to, the grocery stores will be full of them this week, but they'll have some turkey breast in there, but I guess my thinking is they take up so much room, stores just don't want to stock them year round. But when I see them, I usually buy, I like to buy them because to me, you can take that turkey breast right there and smoke it 2 or 3 hours is all it takes. And then you slice that up and make sandwiches. And it's way better than deli meat.
Oh yeah.
But anything you can buy in a package or like that, when you cook it yourself and you make it taste like you want it to taste, it's so good.
Yeah.
And the only thing is don't overcook it.
You just throw it on the pit.
Yeah, I injected it with the Cajun injection we made up. Seasoned the outside with the King Crawl Cajun season. You could use whatever kind of Cajun season you want, and then put it on the grill. Now it did come all netted up.
Yeah,
and they do that. It's called a jet net. Is what I've heard it called. And they take their turkey breast with some of the skin on it. It's probably like it's two half. It would be 2 halves of a turkey breast. And so what they do, they remove the bones, and it's not all one solid piece. So they have to have something to hold it together. And that's why they net it. So they stick it in this it's like a cone that tapers down and all that net's on. And you just take your hand and just shove it in there, and it shoves it out the other end, and it's all netted up. And you clip the net, and you got something that's going to hold together all tied. I did see somebody commented on there that
it was plastic.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
This net wasn't plastic. I mean, I don't think it had plastic. It didn't feel like plastic to me. I've cooked stuff with it before, and I've never noticed anything. And somebody said you should cut that off and retie it yourself. And I guess you could do that.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Yeah, I did one. I don't remember when it was. I did the bacon wrap turkey breast. It was the same kind of turkey breast roast. It's been a while.
Is that where you did the turducken?
No, I cut the net off of one of those turkey breasts and wrapped it in bacon all around it and cooked it like that and let the bacon kind of hold the shape.
You did a weave.
Bacon weave wrapped turkey breast, and it was really, really good. So you could do that too.
That was Yellow Kitchen days.
That was. You could, that I didn't think about it, but that would have been a good one to make that sandwich with because it had some bacon on it too, and the candy bacon.
Oh, I like the way you did it. When you start slicing those bacon weaves, especially thin, it starts off.
Comes off. Yeah. So the turkey breast got done. It was about 2.5 hours, I think it was.
Yeah.
I put a thermometer in it about after an hour so I could kind of watch those internal temps.
So why do you wait to put your thermometer in? Could you just
You can put it in. That's just something I do.
That's just your thing.
I know it's going to be cold when I first put it in. I mean, the thing was froze, so I let it thaw out for probably 48 hours. And then, if I had to guess, it was probably less than 40 degrees. When I put it on the pit, so why do I need to see it so cold?
Yeah,
I want to see it once it gets over 100, so I can. And that's what was it like 108, 109?
It was right at 110.
Yeah, when I probed it, and so after an hour, so that was about perfect time. And I like to check on whatever I'm cooking at about if it's something smaller like that, I know it's quick cook time. I want to be looking at it anyway just to make sure it ain't needs any attention. So it's a perfect time to open it up, stick your probe in it, and keep on letting it rock. Then you don't have to open it anymore till it's done.
Yeah.
But I did open it because I would cook the bacon. And now the bacon was the other element in this Cajun turkey club. So, and it wasn't just regular bacon. I made a spicy brown sugar bacon, which was candy bacon. And what I did, I just took a cup of brown sugar, like light brown sugar, and mixed it with a tablespoon of the Cajun seasoning. Stirred that up and coated these thick pieces that was Smithfield bacon. Probably, you could use Wright's bacon, would have been good. Any kind of thick bacon would have been great on it. Coated on both sides, and then I put it on those little chicken racks, what I call them. They're just little half-pan cooling racks. Sprayed those with cooking spray so that the sugary bacon wouldn't stick to it, because it will want to stick if you don't spray it. It's going to want to stick to that rack, and it'll tear your bacon up trying to pull it off. It also makes cleaning those racks easier. All you got to do is soak them a little bit, and everything comes off them and let's go.
I didn't. But they were so clean when they came off. I just threw them in the dishwasher and ran it.
Oh, you didn't have to soak them. But then it just goes right on the pit beside that turkey breast. Took about, I want to say 15 to 18 minutes, something like that, in that time frame. I did flip it halfway, and what you didn't see was I kind of screwed up on my first round of bacon. I didn't, I was like, this bacon's going to take 20, 30 minutes, so I'll flip it about.
Why did you think it's going to take 20 minutes? When you told me that, I thought.
I was thinking regular bacon. I wasn't thinking candy bacon. Because candy bacon, normally I cook it at a little bit lower temp.
Yeah.
I want at 325 because the sugar will
usually
burn.
like
and that's what
250.
happens.
Yeah.
So you need to be checking on it 5 to 7 minutes, flipping it, and then 5 to 7 minutes, putting an eye on it again because it's probably going to be done because that sugar's going to caramelize quick. And once it starts bubbling and getting all sticky and really browning that bacon, it don't take it long to go to burnt.
Yeah. One thing I will say about
At
bacon.
that temp.
One thing I'll say about bacon, and this is true on the smoker and in the oven, is I always like to pull it off when you think, it probably needs 2 more minutes because it's gonna
Carry over.
and,
Yeah.
and stiffen up and
Especially that candy bacon with all the caramely sugar on it. You know, that's kind of what it
to
does.
the point where you think, it probably needs 2 more minutes. Get it off.
But
This bacon went a total of 18.
yeah, but the bacon with the spice and the sweet and the bacon flavor, man, that was some good stuff. You could eat it.
Go ahead.
You can just eat it all the time. You don't have to use it just for this club sandwich.
How do you come up with the idea? Like, how did you, when we were talking about recipes the other day, and I was like, how do you know things are going to work together?
Well,
how did you even think to put the bacon on the, to put the spicy candy bacon on that Cajun club?
I was thinking club sandwich. You know, what's a good turkey sandwich to make? Oh, club sandwich is good. It's turkey and bacon. And so then I got to thinking turkey, Thanksgiving. I didn't really want to go, cranberry-esque or something traditional.
You talked about
so I was like,
man.
you know what? Some Cajun, spicy in the turkey would be good. And then what could I do to the bacon to give it? Because I was thinking Thanksgiving, but I wanted sweet and savory kind of does go together.
Mm-hmm.
So that got me thinking candy bacon. And I said, I'm doing the Cajun turkey. Why not make the bacon a little spicy too to offset a little of that sweetness? And it worked. I mean, it works great.
Yeah,
it works great.
Really good.
And then
It's such a good idea,
So the turkey and the bacon was really good, but and this was probably, I'm just guessing, your favorite thing was the mayo, the Cajun mayo.
I mean, it did help it did make the sandwich.
Yeah, I think it did too. And so it had all the elements, the spiciness, the savoriness, the little bit of sweetness too. All that was in that mayo, and it was kind of like a cross. It's almost like a remoulade almost, but kind of like a comeback a little bit too, maybe.
Yeah.
It was very
maybe a little tartar saucy.
Yeah,
yes.
maybe. I mean, I really wouldn't. It was more remoulade, because it had the horseradish. It had the chopped up sweet fire pickles and jalapenos. That's what got it sweet, and it got it spicy.
Well,
and the mayonnaise creamed it out, and then you had the horseradish to give it just a little bit, and then the salt and pepper to balance it.
And you had a little King Crow and hot sauce.
A little hot sauce. The hot sauce adds a little bit of, from the hot sauce, you get the vinegar, and then you get a little bit of color too, and a little bit of heat, but it's not a lot of heat, but it just goes with it.
Hot sauce and mayonnaise go well together.
You can stir that up, and you could eat it. You could eat it like a tartar sauce, or eat it with seafood, like a dip.
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
You could eat it on a sandwich. It'd be great on a po' boy.
Yeah,
I mean, you could use that. You could use that kind of Cajun mayo like that on just about anything. Dip it, hush puppies, and it would be good.
Yeah, I like what you said about a fry. I'm thinking a fried shrimp po' boy. That would be
heck yeah, I guarantee it would.
You were in the living room and I was making the mayonnaise up in the kitchen. You were,
yelling the ingredients.
What
a tablespoon of this? Chop up that.
And so I'd mix it all together, but with the Dijon and the horseradish and everything, it was kind of, I thought it needed sweetness.
Yeah.
So I pulled out those sweet fires and diced them up, and
that was definitely a combo mayo to come up with.
Well, hey.
Anytime I need a mayo recipe, I got to lean on you.
And it worked.
It does. It worked great.
But you don't have to have necessarily the Killer Hog sweet fire pickles. Any type of sweet and spicy pickles.
Yeah, it would work.
Or sweet and spicy jalapeno even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You definitely need it, like the candied jalapenos you see in stores.
The candied jalapenos.
I mean, I guess you could use pickle relish and chop up jalapenos. I don't know. I don't know if it'd work the same or not.
A raw jalapeno in there wouldn't.
No, I'm talking about pickled jalapeno. Pickled jalapenos diced mixed with pickled sweet relish. Mix that up. I think it'd work. When I do tartar sauce, I just use a dill pickle relish. I don't like it sweet.
You don't use a sweet pickle relish?
I use dill and I drain it real good. Or either I chop up dill pickles. Because to me, tartar sauce should not be sweet. That's the difference in what we did. Because the mayo had a sweet element.
Yeah.
When I think club sandwich, usually it's like honey mustard on them.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they are, a creamy honey mustard. So it has like a mayonnaise, mustard, honey kind of flavor to go with
The
the
sweetness
bacon
really
and the turkey
good.
and all that. So that's what I was thinking with that Cajun mayo. And when you said that sweet fire would have been great in it because it's going to give it that sweet element. And it worked. It worked really good.
Yeah, and it gave it another little kick too.
So then traditionally it's just lettuce and tomato, turkey, bacon. You could really stack. I say club sandwiches with all kinds of meat. And what I got to thinking, I was thinking as I was jotting down notes for this podcast, how that would be if I took, my beef tenderloin, sliced it thin, smoked beef tenderloin. So you had the roast beef type element going, had the smoked turkey element going, and then you had the bacon, and then make a club sandwich with that. That'd be the killer club. Because you got filet, you got beef tenderloin, you got the turkey, you got some really good bacon.
I thought you were gonna say you were just gonna do a beef tenderloin club.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then do like that horseradish mayo.
Oh, that would be good too. That'd be good too.
Yeah.
But the bread, I did see some questions about, was it a particular kind of bread you should use or whatever. We tried. This is the first time I ever bought it. It was called an Artisan Sara Lee sliced
Sara Lee,
loaf
yeah.
bread, and I mean, club sandwich. In
You just
a
get toast.
diner, they're just regular old light bread toast. White or wheat, whatever you want to do. And we just popped it in the toaster. We didn't do anything special to it. It was just that Sara Lee bread toasted in the
We
regular
picked that
cheap
artisan bread
toaster.
because it was a little bit thicker, but not like Texas toast thick.
Yeah. It was a little thicker, and the pieces seemed to be a little bit bigger. So I knew it would give it I wanted to make a man-sized club sandwich. And if I'm making a sandwich, I ain't making no little dainty Wonder Bread one.
I love a good dainty Wonder Bread.
But and most of the time you see it when I get a club sandwich out, they quarter it, so you get like these 4 portions of skewered together, and I just did halves. I thought that was cool enough.
Yeah, it looked great.
It did, and I put a Clausen little mini dill pickle on top or garnish, and off it went. And those sandwiches, I only made 2 that day. The rest of that turkey we just kind of ate without bread. But those 2 sandwiches did not last long.
I did see somebody say, "Who eats that much bread these days?" You can always tell the people that don't have no fun in life by that comment.
yeah. these bread eaters. They probably eat gravy on their daggum sausage and biscuit too. Bread eater. I need a shirt that says that too. Bread
That's a good mouth breathing bread eater.
mouth breathing bread eater. Probably got diabetes. Probably do. Probably love themselves. Have a good life.
You could easily throw that turkey breast on the pit at any time. Pull it off, throw it in the fridge, cut it up, serve it whenever you get ready.
See, that's one you can serve cold. I mean, you don't need it. I didn't want it warm. I let it sit out for 30 minutes just on the block outside, and it was cool. So it was. I mean, it was. I wouldn't say it wasn't cold, but it was definitely. It
wasn't hot.
No, it wasn't hot at all.
You don't want it hot to go on that.
No, not on a club sandwich. I mean, I want Then I sliced it up through the rest of the Ziploc bag, and we just ate it cold out of the fridge. I mean, I think Malcom and made a sandwich. I just ate some pieces of turkey.
Me too. It was lunch several days, 2 pieces of turkey and a pickle.
And it was good. It was real good. I ate the lettuce, made a wrap. There were some tomatoes left, so I'd like turkey, tomato, piece of lettuce, and squirt of mayo.
Those are really pretty tomatoes. And
for a hot house, they're hot house tomatoes. I just got all that Kroger. Burger lettuce. There was come in a little plastic container already washed and everything.
This is a great way to use your leftover turkey.
It is.
Day after Thanksgiving sandwich.
Even if it's not, perfect slices, you could just pile up.
Yeah.
Shredded or however you pick that carcass apart. That's what we always do. I try to slice. I take the breast off and slice them for serving, and then whatever's left off the carcass, we pick all that off, and then it goes in a bag. Usually a bag of dark meat, and a bag of white meat, and then just make sandwiches off that. Mm-hmm. It's great. The sandwich would be easy.
I hit the dark. You hit the white.
Yeah. Smoked dark meat's really good. I hate like fried dark meat or roasted dark meat. I can't eat it. I mean, I don't even want to try it. But
the only thing you'd have to do is the bacon and mix up the Creole mayo. But you could really do that bacon in the oven.
Oh yeah, it'd be so easy to do in the oven.
Yeah. What would you do differently?
That was I was just thinking of different ways, what other kind of meat I could pair with that turkey, to make another, club sandwich like that. But I thought a top of roast beef would be good. Ham would be good. Oh, man.
Ooh, a ham and turkey.
There you go. That's the Thanksgiving club. You could do one layer of ham, one layer of turkey, and the bacon on each layer. That'd be really good.
Would you still do the Cajun-y mayo?
You know, I might switch it up. I might do a cranberry mayo for that one.
Oh, yeah.
That would be, interesting. It'd be a different color. Yeah, you could get the same element.
You wouldn't have the
spice, but it would be a Thanksgiving club. Somebody do that and take a picture of it and send it to me or tag us in it.
That'd be a good day after.
I think I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have ham and turkey. If we do make that, I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram.
And I always make that homemade cranberry sauce.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I bet if you took a little bit of that and blended it into some mayo,
it's going to be a weird looking color. It ain't gonna, it's going to be like a purpley looking.
A maroon.
Yeah. Salve. But I guarantee it'll be good.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Or you could just go regular mayo and dress a little of that over the turkey or with a little of the cranberry sauce just to give it. Because it'd be, how they do a Monte Cristo and it's got that jelly element to it on a Monte Cristo sandwich. Isn't it ham and I think it's like ham, cheese, some kind of jelly, and then they kind of cook it like in a skillet with a lot of butter, and so it's kind of like butter toasted, and then they sprinkle brown sugar over the sandwich. Have you ever had it?
Powdered sugar.
Yeah, powdered sugar, not brown sugar.
Yeah, they're okay.
It's like a brunchy type sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, something.
It's like a breakfast brunch.
Yeah.
It's a little too sweet for my taste.
Really? I don't mind it. It reminds me of a French toast sandwich.
We've also
had a French toast sandwich.
No.
There you go. Another idea.
We also used a turkey breast for those turkey tinga tacos.
Yeah.
We did back in May. So that'd be another leftover turkey recipe
that you could do it with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because you could turn it into tacos easy. Mm-hmm. My mom used to always do that. Actually, I grew up. They would always cook a couple, maybe 3 turkeys sometimes Thanksgiving. We'd end up with so much leftovers. She'd have to find different. We'd eat turkey for a week, so there'd be turkey pot pie. There'd be all this stuff. Well, she'd make barbecued turkey. And have you ever had I think your mom does it. Like they'll just take the meat and then add some of cheap barbecue sauce out of the pantry, in a skillet. She would do that with the turkey. So you'd have like this pulled barbecue turkey, and she'd make us like sandwiches, almost like a pulled turkey sandwich.
Was it any good?
I thought it was gregreat when I was a kid. Now I ain't ate it in a long time, but
my mom always used bullseye.
Bullseye barbecue sauce. Can you get that? I don't know. Do they still have it in our stores?
She had it at her house last time I was there. So this week, I thought we would talk about hunting camp cooking.
It's hunting time.
What recipes you cook or bring to
deer camp,
hunting camp? Well, it could be duck camp.
Yeah, it could be any kind of hunting camp. Is hunting camp cooking? Well, that's a good one.
Or I guess fish camp, depending on where you are in the country.
Well, I did make some notes, so we're going to talk about that. The first thing that I think of, I don't know why, is a pot of stew. Yeah. It seemed like whenever we go to camp, there's always a big pot on the back of the stove, and it was a stew. And it might be hind quarter cut up, it might be shoulder of a deer, it might be a chuck roast. It was always like some kind of meat browned, chunks of it, cooked with onions and, garlic and beef stew mix. And I always put some AP in it. Like 2 tablespoons of AP will set a pot of stew off. Yeah. I mean, it really will. And then that cooks down for hours. You can do this in crock pot, but usually it's just you brown that meat and you start building it with your beef stock and,
maybe some veg.
The veg, I don't put the veg. That's why I was going to cook it like 3 or 4 hours and let that meat cook down first, so it's starting to get tender. Then, because if you put your potatoes and your carrots and all that in too soon, it cooks to mush, and you want them to have some texture. So I usually add carrots, new potatoes, some more onion. I like to put mushrooms in it, and at the very end, like an hour before I know that we're going to eat at camp, I'll put some green beans in there. And a lot of times I'll use the frozen cut green beans, or you could use canned green beans. You could probably use fresh green beans. It's going to take them longer. You probably would want to put those in later. But all that cooks down, and man, it's a stew. It's not a soup. You can turn it into a soup, but it's just a pot of deer stew or a pot of beef stew. And we eat it, a lot of times we eat it over rice. That's our mashed potatoes. I don't know. Somebody makes some mashed potatoes and they'll serve stew over it. But it's great for throwing in a bowl, grabbing a spoon or a fork, and the meat's tender and it's hearty. You come in from hunting, you've been cold outside, just eating stew. So that was the first thing that come to my mind.
Yeah, anything you can let simmer and stay warm
all day. Yeah, the crock pot, that's why crock pots are great. But usually it's a big old pot. And that pot would stay going. Like when we would go to camp, I remember the pot would be there like all weekend, and you just keep adding to it. Like you might throw some more meat in it the next day,
Would
or
you cool
not.
it off.
It always stayed on low. Yeah, well, I'm sure it got turned off some, but it usually would end up being on low, and then
seems like
you turn it back up. I hate saying the deer camp ain't the healthiest place. First off, I mean hygiene kind of goes out. It depends on if you got good running water. I mean, if you're going out to the outhouse, I mean. We're cutting stuff with our pocket knives and eating it. You might want a piece of old sausage. You just whack it off.
I imagine it.
Can't say you probably gutted a deer with that knife and you just rinsed it or something, wiped it off on your britches leg. No. All that's thrown out the window. That's what makes you a man, Shell. You don't know nothing about this.
So is it all Little Debbie's during the day and then grilled meat?
No, but I did put that as a note on here. My very last note, and I'm gonna skip. I don't know why I'm gonna skip to it, but I am. I was just gonna say Christmas tree cake.
They're out.
They're out right now, fresh in Kroger, and that is some deer camp food.
They have a huge display.
I've got all this stuff I want to talk about, but then I skipped to the Christmas tree cakes. Oh man,
I
love them. It's like a little white.
Oh god, they're so delicious.
With a little cream in it, with the little sprinkles over it, in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Mush them into your mouth.
Yeah, they're 2 biters. 2 biters. Can't go wrong with it. So after the stew, which it gets better over time. That's the last thing I wrote about the stew.
The stew,
it does get better over time.
Anything like any big pot of stuff.
Yeah. Chili.
Yeah.
That's something we always cook. And I've done different kinds of deer camp. I've had the deer camp where it's just a bunch of guys telling lies. We're drinking cold beers and hanging out in trailers. And then what else is deer camp to me is my mom and dad have their own little farm up in Chewally, Tennessee. It's kind of middle of nowhere. My good buddy Danny Montgomery lives up there and has a little farm there too, with cabin and stuff. And to me, that's deer camp too. It's really just getting to spend time with my family and hunt with Waylon and take Michael and all that. And that kind of deer camp food is
that's a whole different ballgame
because that's my mom's cooking, and anything goes when my mom's cooking it. But chili was one thing that I think of because it's kind of a cold weather food.
Yeah. And
we always cook it. We cook chili at home a lot too, but there's nothing that stays, it's one of those that gets better over time. You cook it.
And you can show up with it.
You can show up with it already cooked. You can freeze it and bring it to camp if you're traveling. It's easy to reheat. You can reheat it in the microwave. You can reheat it in a skillet. You can put it in a Dutch oven over coals. You can put it in a crock pot.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways you can reheat it. Now, to me, the kind of chili that a lot of times that we cook, it's usually some kind of ground meat. It's either ground beef or ground deer. That's a great way we use our deer meat. Does have beans in it. Usually a can of Rotel, a couple cans of tomatoes.
You put Rotel in it. I don't.
Chili pack. Everybody knows what a chili pack is. You can get them at the grocery store. It's like a chili fixins or whatever.
You have a chili recipe that's very.
I do, yeah. But that's that's more time. I'm not cooking. If you cook that one, you'd cook it ahead of time and then bring it with you and reheat it. But I'm just talking about old fashioned chili.
Deer camp.
Yeah, deer camp chili, and you cook that down, add a little water to it, and it's chili in a couple hours, and it's ready to roll. Make chili dogs with it.
Frito
chili pies. I mean, all that good stuff. But that's deer camp chili. It's simple. Now, also, I was going to say this. What do you eat with your chili? Anybody guess? Weirdest damn thing. Mayonnaise and chili, huh?
It's just you put a little. So you get your saltine and you just put a little smear of mayonnaise, and then you put your chili on your saltine and you eat it.
You know what we grew up eating with chili, and it sounds crazy.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
It's an Arkansas thing.
I don't know where we always had them.
Mm-hmm.
My mom makes the best homemade yeast rolls, and she takes those homemade yeast rolls, the same dough, and normally for a yeast roll you cut them out into the roll and let them rise in the pan. Well, before she does, to make the yeast roll, she takes that dough and they roll it out on a big table, like a big, one of them bacon mat things. You roll it out and you brush it with melted butter and you take brown sugar and cinnamon and sprinkle all over it. Then you roll it up like a log and then they cut them into these big rolls and then they put those in the pan and let them rise.
Has your mom ever made these since?
I don't know if she's made them since.
I've never seen that.
Really? I'm gonna have to get her to make
Yes.
make you some cinnamon rolls. I'll tell her.
For Thanksgiving.
They're
We'll be
deadly.
there.
They're deadly. They'll put 20 pounds on you, like 2 of them. I mean, and then she lets those rise and bakes them, and then she glazes them with like a confection of sugar, a little sugary glaze. I don't know what's in it, but it's good too. And then you eat that with cinnamon. You eat that with chili. So instead of eating crackers or anything else, it's a big old cinnamon roll and chili. And you don't think about it, but cinnamon is a secret ingredient in a lot of people's chili.
Yes.
I even use it it's in the barbecue rub. I mean, just a hint, but cinnamon brings out, all these other flavors it goes with it. You don't think of it as being, a Texas chili or whatever, having cinnamon in it, but
if you
a
use
lot
it
of people
right,
do.
you shouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. It's not overpowering at all. And so the cinnamon rolls with a little of the sweetness, really, if you hadn't tried a cinnamon roll with chili, just go get you some Hostess cinnamon rolls and a can of Wolf chili.
I thought you were weird when you first told me that, but then I've met several other people who've told me that, but they're all grew up in the Arkansas area.
Yep. Right across the river.
Yep.
It's a thing. It really is.
I know a
Cinnamon
lot
rolls
of
and
people
chili.
that drink milk with their chili. That's like a thing
I don't hate that. Milk and chili.
because it cuts the
Yeah,
acidity.
and the heat too.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it kind of because some chili now at deer camp it can get hot. You get guys wanting to add to it and stuff. Stuff can get thrown in there, and you can get chili. You can get a pot of chili where it'll light you up.
Yeah.
But and that's I can see where the milk would come in there needing it. Who was it told us? Was it Mark told us that who was it was at a chili contest and
David Magnus.
was cooking milk down in it.
Yeah.
Is that what? Is that
Yeah.
where? Is that
I
who it
think
was?
he said
David.
David Magnus was cooking.
Yeah.
He said it was. He said you wouldn't think it was good, but I think David Magnus could cook anything.
Yeah. So he was pouring milk into the chili and cooking it down, and see, my thinking was it's going to turn it like some weird orange creamy looking thing, but
like your cranberry mayo.
yeah. I don't know. I never tried it. Never heard of putting milk in chili
I'll try it.
until then. But
He said he slowly added it all day.
so another chili that I absolutely love, and it goes great with deer. I've actually cooked this when I went to camp was white chicken chili.
Yeah.
And man, it's fantastic.
I haven't made any white chicken
I
chili
know.
this year. I didn't even put that on my list.
It's time for white chicken chili. And if you've never had white chicken chili, all you need is some chicken breast. You can boil them down.
Why do you have to use chicken breast? Couldn't you use a whole chicken?
You could use a whole chicken. I always
white
use chicken
and dark
breast.
meat?
I use chicken breast. I use white northern beans, cans of green chilies. It's got a lot of cumin in it. You stay away from the chili seasoning pack for that, and you just use your own seasonings. It's got cumin, salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah,
all
broth.
those flavors, chicken broth, those type flavors, and you get your flavor. You get a lot of the chili flavor from the cans of green chili.
Yeah.
And that's what goes in it. And so what I do is I usually make my own broth because I'll boil some chickens and throw some
That's when I like
onions
to
and
do
stuff
the
and
whole
onions and
chicken.
garlic in there and cook that down, that liquid down and strain it and use that to make my white chicken. Almost like when you start making stewed chicken for your chicken dumplings. Kind of the same way. But
That's
you
why I
don't
like
want
to
to
use
but
a
you don't
whole
want to shred the
chicken.
chicken. I like it cubed. So that's why I like the
But you
big
don't get a good
breast.
broth from just breast. I don't
Well, you can
think.
throw some wings. You can boil whatever you wanted in there to make your stock.
You got to have that carcass in there to get.
I'll tell you how I do it.
Stop.
But that's how you make, white chicken. And then it's got a lot of jack cheese in it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always serve it with like a pico,
Yeah.
sour cream, a
Little
little more
cilantro.
shredded cheese, a little cilantro. That's kind of like toppings for it. And you can add corn to it. That's good. You can put some other things in there to make it.
They have a white chicken chili mix too with the chili seasonings, like a McCormick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
My mom uses it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you have to doctor it a little.
Yeah.
Don't ever just follow the directions.
But that's a good version of chili that I really like.
And
then we do no bean chili, which is kind of a Texas chili that you like, because you said that your mom you wouldn't eat beans, so your mom would have to make you chili without beans. Or?
no.
Oh, I thought you always said that before. She would take some out before she made
No.
Oh, really? What would you do? Pick the beans out?
Yeah, just pick the beans out. I'd sit there and pout, pick the beans out. Now I'll eat the beans. I just don't like a lot of them in there when I make my chili.
So what's your standard for no bean chili?
It's a lot of meat. Paula Deen has one. It's a Texas chili recipe, and it's really good. That's what I kind of use my base of.
Ground meat, or do you use cut up your own?
No. I don't like the texture the cubed meat gets after it's been cooked for so long. It's almost tough.
I like it when they do it long enough to where the meat breaks down.
Yeah.
It's almost cooking it like little cubes of roast and turn that into a chili.
Oh, that's good.
But it's got to be tiny little cubes, and you got to cook it a lot longer.
Yeah. But the ones I've had in the past, maybe they didn't get cooked long enough. Maybe it was a cheaper cut. I don't know. But
you don't use Rotel? It's just, where do you get your spice from? Your seasoning? Dry seasoning?
Yeah, seasonings. I use cans of diced tomatoes and crushed tomatoes and tomato juice and a little tomato paste. But
that's all that's in it is meat and then tomato juice and tomato sauce and tomato paste?
Yeah. But I use sausage too. It's ground beef and sausage.
Okay, I got you.
So
little combo.
Yeah.
You put anything else weird in there? No. Cocoa or anything?
No, it's a pretty straightforward, easy recipe. Little sugar to balance it, not to make it sweet, to balance it. And you put me on the spot. I need the recipe in front of me.
Well, I had it on here to ask you because
you got to give me a
I personally like beans in my chili.
Yeah. And I always add it.
There's nothing wrong
when I make you chili. When I make you chili, I always add the beans. I just don't add a lot.
Yeah. But one other food, the next one on my list to talk about for hunting camp cooking is fried tenderloin. It's probably the best thing that comes off a deer. And I guess if you're hunting ducks, you probably don't have any deer tenderloin. But if you're hunting with me, we're going to have some fried deer tenderloin. And what we do is these are the inner tenderloins, not the backstrap, the inner tenderloins. And so
How big are they?
They're probably, I don't know, maybe it depends on how big the deer is. Some of them are, half pound. Some of them are a little bit bigger. But if you think of a pork tenderloin, it's way smaller than that.
That's what yeah.
And then, so what we do is usually I soak them in buttermilk, cut them up, get all the silver skin off, and then we cut them into little pieces. They're, little bite-sized pieces. And then a lot of times I'll take a meat mallet, and just kind of tenderize them a little bit, not beating them to death, but just flattening them out, getting a little more size and a little more uniformity to it. And then I'll soak them in some buttermilk and hot sauce. And then
How long?
It take,
whatever.
Hours good. 4 hours ain't gonna hurt them.
Yeah.
It don't need to go overnight or anything. Then season up some flour, salt and pepper, AP seasoning, whatever you like, Tony's, Cajun seasoning, however you like it to season your flour. Dredge those buttermilk soaked pieces of the deer tenderloin in the flour and get you some hot peanut oil just in an iron skillet. You just need a couple.
You're just coating the bottom of the pan?
No.
Or you actually deep frying
it? Yeah, pan frying it.
Yeah,
pan frying it. So you need, an inch, probably not 2 inches, an inch and a half of oil. You want them to kind of, the oil coming up over it a little bit. But
not submerged.
Yeah, it's kind of submerged. I don't mind them being a little submerged, but if they're not, they'll cook too. We're just pan frying it. And then I put them in there in the hot oil, flip them one time after they brown up. You don't have to worry about the internal temperature on them because they're going to be, by the time it browns up, these little bites are going to be done and they will melt in your mouth. You take them out, drain them on some paper towel, serve them.
Biscuits
I always serve them biscuits and gravy. That's one of them. You're a gravy eater too. Yeah, heck yeah. Bread and gravy.
My dad would cook that. He would serve it with biscuits, rice, and he made a tomato gravy that go with it.
We always serve it just with milk gravy.
Yeah.
Peppery milk gravy with those little tenderloins and some biscuits with rice, with mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That's hunt camp food right there.
Everything's brown and white on the plate.
But you always have a stew, but that's probably it's the best thing to eat off a deer. I mean, they're smaller and there's not a lot,
it's a tender cut.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even take it out. They don't want to, you get these people that don't want to gut deer. They just want to cut the primals off, the shoulders, the hindquarters, the back straps, maybe take some of the neck meat, but they don't want to go in that inner cavity because you got to get the guts out. Mm-hmm. There's a way that there's videos on it, how you can remove those without without having to gut the deer. Yeah. Well, you kind of come in through the back and cut it away, and the carcass will kind of fall down, keep everything inside, and you can reach in there and just cut them out. And so we always take them out. Even if I have some deer processed, like if I don't have time to clean it, I'm taking it to the processor. I'll tell them keep my inner loins whole. I want them. I want to cut them myself, and I want to tenderize them, and I know I'm gonna fry them. They are so good, so good.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, and I've got some in the freezer that I've been holding off on. That's the kind of the thing that I treasure too. Like, I gotta wait to cook those. We're gonna go to camp and cook them, or we're gonna cook those special. You're not just gonna cook those right up when you get them.
I remember having
a lot of times I'll save several packs up because you need, if you're cooking for a crowd, you need a bunch of it. I can eat 2 whole ones, no problem.
Yeah. And cooking them that way and serving them with a gravy and it stretches it. But I remember having that at least once a year as a kid, but it was always this time of year.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, get you ready, get you in the mood. That's usually opening weekend. You're eating that. That's what you're eating because knowing why you're out there, and that's the whole part of it. The next one I want that's pretty much a staple that everybody needs to know how to cook is the bacon wrap backstrap with a little bit of cream cheese and a little bit of jalapeno slices. I'm not talking about like ABT. It's just a piece of backstrap, slices, dab of cream cheese on it, couple pickled jalapenos wrapped in bacon. Now we always soak the backstrap. We cut it up and soak it. Usually it's soaked in something like Italian dressing, Adele's. Mississippi, we got Hoover sauce and Fireman John's marinade. That's if you're from Mississippi, you know those. If you're not, well, you need to get some because Hoover sauce and Fireman John's.
Fireman John's better than Hoover.
Do you?
Yeah.
So, Hoover's has a little soy, a little more Asian-y flavor to it.
You have a recipe that's a backstrap that you have those Asian flavors for that I bet Hoover's would be really good.
It's really good. It's really good. If some people don't like Dale's because it's so salty. Good alternative for that's Moore's. They're pretty similar. Moore's an Alabama company, but they do, and it's a less salty kind of marinade along those lines of Dale's. But that's pretty much what people soak deer in. And we take those back straps, clean them up, cut them into smaller. It's not like a filet mignon size, but usually it's probably about, I don't know,
to go
wide as your finger.
Jalapeno.
Yeah, wide as half inch through, probably a half-inch slice. And that's the bottom piece. Now your cream cheese lays in that, and then your couple jalapeno rings go on that, and then you wrap the whole thing in bacon. Usually I'll skewer them to keep them together, and all on one skewer, just space them out a little bit, and those go on the grill.
That'd be a good recipe for you to add.
Yeah, I don't think I've done a video on it. I've got
like
some more wild game cooking than I want to do, but
Kevin O'Sullivan called you yesterday asking about beef cheeks.
Yeah, he's doing the beef cheeks at duck camp opening weekend. He's got some guys coming in hunting with him, and they're going to be doing those. That's a great deer camp recipe because it makes so much meat. And if you got them and you got them trimmed before you get to camp, all you do is get them on the pit, get some smoke on them, break them down, and then you're making beef cheek tacos for everybody.
Yeah.
He was doing for 20 people. I said, well, man, 2 packs would probably be enough, but being deer camp or duck camp and you want more than that, I'd probably do 3 packs. So
yeah, and then
you're looking at $60 worth of beef cheeks. It'll feed a ton of people. I mean, that's when you go by a person, it's not that bad. You
get you a smorgasbord of toppings.
Yeah,
you can make everybody happy. Yeah.
Big flat top, throw your tortillas out, warm them up, and then let them build their own tacos with a big pile of that beef cheek meat.
KO's got him a new rub out.
He does. What's it called? Sully's steak dust or something like that?
Yeah,
it's not steak dust.
It's not like a typical charcoal rub. It's got a great flavor.
Yeah, it tastes like something come off the grill already.
Yeah.
What does he call it? It's Sully's something dust. It's for all game. It's like he made it for wild game seasoning. It's good on steaks though. I've tried it. Yeah. It's good. He brought me a couple of bottles of it, but I'd tried some of the prototype before, and he'd let me try it. And it's
we're
gonna
have
stuff.
to add it to the website because it's different. No,
yeah,
we don't have anything
no,
like
it's straight. I mean, he's made it for wild game seasoning too. And what I like about it is it does give you, man, it tastes like ribeye in a bottle. I mean, it's one of those things where you can't just go heavy with it. It's a dust. So it's meant to go super light. You can still put the regular seasons on it and then put that on there. And cook it. So it's almost like a powder. It's powdery. You know, it looks like, if you've ever seen gunpowder, it looks like gunpowder.
Yeah.
It's got that color to it. It's good stuff.
So how many meals do you typically get at a hunting camp? Do you just do a nighttime?
Typically.
Many. Investigating things.
Yeah. Typically, you know, there's always a breakfast. So we get up, go hunting. You usually don't eat before you go hunting because you're getting up, it's still dark.
Yeah.
But then when you come back from hunting, there's usually breakfast. And that's usually sausage and biscuits and gravy. I mean, somebody might cook some eggs. And for my mom, she's throwing it out. There's bacon, hash browns, eggs,
You have to throw your mom's thing.
No, that's deer camp cooking. Everybody needs a good camp cook. My mom just happens to be the best. But sausage and biscuits, I mean, pretty standard sausage and biscuits. And it's either going to be, you know, regular pork sausage or more than likely deer sausage that we've had put up in the freezer. We always put up deer sausage breakfast style, hot and spicy. Actually, I've got some seasonings that I'm in the process of getting bottled now for making your own sausage, because my mom's been making country sausage as long as I've been alive. And I finally kind of got her to sit down with me and work on some of the recipes. And I think I got them to where I want them, to where it's foolproof. I mean, you can take you a pound of ground meat, whether it's pork or deer, or, you know, whatever you want, to chicken sausage, add add some season to it, and you got something better than Jimmy Dean. You know, it's really good. And I'm doing a hot and a regular version, but that we make those in the sausage patties, cook them in a skillet, put a pan of biscuits in the oven, and you know, most times if it's at camp, they're just Watt biscuits, you know, the kind you got to beat on the counter, bust open, throw them in. You can't go wrong with some Hungry Jacks, man. Well, flaky ones. Those make a good sausage and biscuit. Now, if it's at mom's, it's homemade biscuits.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She's the
She swears she can throw a pan of biscuits together before you can get them out of a Watt biscuit can and then put them in. I guarantee you. But and then the gravy. Usually we make some gravy at the camp. It may be a packet gravy, something easy, but it's kind of like flour, oil, make a roux, and then start adding milk to it. Kind of let it thicken up, bring it to a boil, and you got white gravy. But the whole key is to keep it from getting lumpy. You got to whisk it. And then usually we'll add a little sausage grease or something like that to give it some flavor. Maybe crumble up some of the sausage to go in there. And you take those biscuits, bust them open, put you a couple pieces of sausage over the top, and then ladle you some of that gravy over it. And you got something that's going to get you through till after the afternoon hunt, and you're ready to come back and eat dinner. So usually it's just 2 meals. Somebody might get them a snack at lunch, or usually you'll carry something with you. It might be a sandwich or some Little Debbie tree cakes or something like that nuts for lunch, to go back out for the afternoon hunt. And in the evening, you come back and there's a big meal. And that's when you're going to eat your stews or your chilies, or we're going to throw something on the grill. And usually if it's a bunch of guys, everybody's cooking something different. We're all just kind of bringing almost like a potluck style.
Yeah. Everybody
brings something, you're going to do this, I'm going to do this. And we're all going to get us a paper plate and sit around and eat some dinner and have a whiskey drink, and then get ready to go to bed and get up and go hunt the next day.
Do you get to eat more indulgent foods at deer camp, like vacation?
No, it's not indulgent. I mean, we're not fine dining. Everything's paper.
No, I'm not. When I'm saying indulgent, maybe that's the wrong word.
Junk.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always snacks.
Like when you go on vacation, you buy the little Debbie's.
Everybody's going. There may be a candy bowl. There may be some chips and stuff like that, and some drinks, but that's about it. It's more about simple. We really try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to clean. Unless you got one of these camps where they do have a chef or a fancy kitchen that you can cook, like Kevin's. Kevin, he's state of the art over there. He's got big, cookers, flat tops, fryers, smokers, grills, you name it. Walk-in pantry. It's a lodge,
Yeah.
I've never had that. I've always hunted out of mobile homes, trailers. I never tent hunted, but talking about my mom's just different. You never know what you're gonna have. She's gonna have it all. Might go to Crab Man's, Jim Crab's there. So that's where if you're in Shawali, it's different because you're either gonna eat with my mom or you're gonna get up and you're gonna go to Jim Crab's downtown Shawali, and that's the hangout. That's where everybody goes for breakfast before you go every day, not just hunting season. But that's where you go, and you get Jim's making
the only restaurant
biscuits
in town.
and gravy and sauce. It's the best one in town,
and it shares its location with the the local USPS.
It just so happens because it's close to the train tracks. But that's how you do it. Yeah. But okay. So some other snacks I did. You asked me about that because we always take jerky. I make deer jerky. You can make beef jerky. You can use it and make London broil, but you just cut it up into little strips. And I started out making it with just those packs. Like you get a jerky starter pack, and it's a seasoning you mix up, and you put it in the refrigerator, and then you take it out. And
who was it telling us about the one you?
That was
squeezed?
David, the jerky gun. I was going to talk about that. I've got to where I don't use those kits anymore. I make my own stuff, so I'll season my meat a little bit, but then I like to wet marinate it. I like to add different things to it, like some of the maybe Dale's or Fireman John's marinade, things like that. If you want it teriyaki, you can put some in teriyaki. If you want an Asian flavor, you can. Do
you have to put in
soy sauce and
preservative?
Usually,
it's up to you.
Yeah. See, if I know it, most of the time it doesn't last. Yeah. So I'm really not worried about the pink salt cure for the jerky because it's going to go so fast. But if you do know you're going to keep it for a long time, you need to add the appropriate amount of pink salt to how much ever meat you're using. And there's ratios for it. You can look them up. But the pink salt is the curing salt that actually makes it shelf stable where it's not going to go bad. If you know you're going to eat it that week, it'll last in a Ziploc bag until, most times jerky's gone so fast. I make up a bunch of it, and then so if I know I'm gonna make up a bunch of it and try to vacuum seal it, I'll cure it a little bit. But if it's just gonna be ate right away, I won't.
Yeah.
That's something that we always take to camp. There's always somebody's got some jerky passing around. Snack sticks are a big one. I've never actually made my own snack sticks, but they're if you ever had what is it, Slim Jims or those, what's the other one with the Sasquatch? Jack's Links or whatever. Those are good. But it's those things, and you can get them from your deer processor. I got a great local processor. Hunter Williams got Final Approach Taxidermy here in Hernando.
He does one of the best.
He makes
we've ever had.
He makes jalapeno and cheese summer sausage that'll hurt you, and that's something that we take and we eat on crackers with a little mustard. And it's just they use that high heat cheese that don't melt, and then they mix. He's got his own blend of seasonings that he mixes with the meat, and it's got a little chunks of jalapeno mixed in with it, and he cases it in one of these big casings, and then they smoke it, and then it's pretty much fully cooked. All you got to do is slice it and eat it. You don't have to cook it anymore. He vacuum seals it and keep it in the freezer, throw it out. It's a great snack.
I've had some that's dry. I've had some that's flavorless. I've had some, that's been processed. Deer summer sausage. His is. And so sell it. You grind that, the snack sticks, you grind the summer sausage. So you can do jerky like that too. You can grind your jerky, mix all your seasons with it, and then put it in one of these jerky guns. And that's what you're talking about. It looks like a big caulk gun with a little wide mouth, or, it shoots it out in strips. They make a double barrel one, like it kind of shoots out 2 strips. And it allows you to, a little bit, if you don't like, some people don't like the texture of real beef jerky. They say it's tough. Usually that's overcooked. I want mine still pliable. It takes about 4 to 6 hours at 225 to do good jerky on the pit. But I'm going to do a recipe on doing a Traeger jerky because people have been asking me to. And Traeger's big on doing jerky, so I'm going to do one on mine and show how it turns out. But to do this ground meat, you can either do it in a dehydrator. You could shoot it on a dehydrator tray, or you could just shoot it on like those same kind of trays that like the cooling rack
that I use for the bacon.
Racks
and then put it right on the pit, and it makes perfect little flat pieces of jerky that's a little more tender.
Yeah,
it's good. I like it.
Do you have?
I kind of personally like the cut jerky better than those. I don't have a jerky gun. That might be a good
Christmas
present. And David actually said he had an extra one he's going to give me when he's telling me about it. But what I thought was cool. And he makes those. David makes those snack sticks without the skin, like we had out at World Foods, where it's just he's putting it in his jerky gun and it shoots out a tube. As long as you don't mess with it, you just shoot it out on a rack. It'll cook and hold together. You don't have to have that fibrous casing. And so I thought that was neat. I hadn't tried those yet. I have a stuffer. I don't know if it does the little ones. I'd have to look and see if I got an attachment or not. But that's I've been wanting to make some sticks and try my own summer sausage and see how it turned out. But I got it on my list.
I have noticed that a lot of your friends ask you to cook stuff so they can take it to deer camp.
Yeah, like I just cooked some what was some butts and ribs from Billy Swayze, the long guy. He went out to Colorado elk hunting. He's like, man, cook me some butts and some ribs. And we vacuum sealed them up, and he takes them out to Colorado. He said those guys go crazy over it, and they think he cooked it. Billy's out there feeding folks stuff that I cooked.
But you've cooked briskets and prime ribs. And I feel like we have more people ask you to cook something so they can take it to deer camp than we do the holidays.
Yeah.
Do you ever do any desserts out there?
No, we don't do desserts at their Christmas tree cakes.
You already mentioned the desserts.
It's on my mind. I've got to go by Kroger. Oh, I'll tell you something else that is killer.
We're off the Christmas tree.
This goes back to going to Shawali, is pork tenderloin and biscuits. Going and getting those at the store. If you've never had, I got that on my list to cook. But if you've never had a pork tenderloin fried with a biscuit, oh, it's awesome. That's deer camp breakfast too. A lot of times.
That's like gas
if I'm
station.
going, if my deer camp is home, I'm getting up and going hunting from here somewhere, and we'll hit the Shell station and get a biscuit. It might be a sausage and biscuit, or
everybody knows that
they have
one gas
biscuits.
Station that sells the good.
Yeah, they don't have tenderloin biscuits around here. That's a McNair County thing.
Well,
You'd drive to Raymer for a pork tenderloin biscuit.
Did they put gravy on it, or is it
No,
just pork tenderloin?
It's just pork tenderloin on a big cathead biscuit, wrapped up.
Where's your?
You can put some jelly on it if you want to. You don't need it.
Needs a sauce, sounds like.
No, it's so good. It's like a super tender fried pork chop on a biscuit.
Well, that's about all our time.
Well, I didn't give a trailer update. I got that on my list. The trailer. The deposit has been paid. The quote came back. I've been talking to Tracy. I probably talked to him 3 times this week, going back and forth on little tweaks and this and that. And I finally got my quote. My trailer. It came back at $35,000. I knew it was going to be high, but I wanted to. I mean, I didn't think
in the grand scheme of things in the barbecue trailer world, that price tag's not that bad.
It's not that bad for what I'm getting. It's going to have. It'll sleep 4.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty strong. It's got a full bathroom, full stand-up shower, toilet, hand washing sink. It's going to have onboard gas. It's going to have 2 ACs to keep it cool, thermostatically controlled. It's going. I even had them to add the boogie lights down along the bottom where it change lights. It's going to make it look cool, Shell. I'm sitting there and put on a light show. But yeah, I'm excited. The trailer has been started, and I hope that we're going to get to go over there because I want to document. I want to share how we're building this trailer.
Yeah,
what some of his process is. If guys out there that want to, thinking about getting a trailer built, he really does food trucks. That's his main. I think that's the main trailer he builds is like food truck style trailers. But he does build barbecue trailers too for guys doing competition barbecue.
And he's real high quality.
Oh man, that's what I'm excited about. The axles he's putting on there, the steel tubing he's using, it's beefed up. He's spacing it out for how much weight you're going to carry, and it's going to be a heavy trailer.
When I saw the plans, I was I was expecting a lot heftier price tag.
Yeah,
Just because
35 is pretty stout. It's going to take me a minute.
Yeah, but I've talked to a lot of other guys that have spent more.
Yeah. And just a few things. If you missed me on the Barbecue Central show, I did. It was this past Tuesday, but it is archived. I talked to Greg the first Tuesday of every month, so you can go back. Yeah, you can go back and listen to those. And also, we've got something cool coming up.
What?
The Meatheads Meetup.
Oh yeah,
we're going to be doing, and that's going to be
in
July. Yeah, we got a ways to plan for it. But he's coming to Memphis with his Pitmaster Club or anybody that wants to come. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, it's not a conference. It's just a meetup. We're going to be talking barbecue. There's going to be some people there speaking. I'm going to get to talk, I think. I don't know. He invited me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's going to let me talk. But we're going to the Rendezvous one night. And there's going to be some other barbecue touring type stuff in Memphis. So you're going to, I guess we're going to, everybody's going to get to experience what Memphis has to offer in the barbecue scene. And so that's going to be exciting. It's right here in my backyard. So I couldn't, when he told me about it, I couldn't go.
I think you're doing a session.
So if you don't know who Meathead is, his website Amazing Ribs, y'all go check that out. It's my resource for anything when I need. I've known about Amazing Ribs for a long time.
He has the most in-depth barbecue grill reviews. He has reviewed and really put every barbecue grill and every smoker on the market to the test and kind of broke down the pros and cons of it.
Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah.
And the next big thing we have coming up for contest-wise is the Sheds contest. I don't know if it's full yet, but I bet it's getting there. But if you're thinking about going, you need to go ahead and sign up. It's going to be a double steak cook, a rib cook, a turkey cook, a Bloody Mary, and a kids cook. They have one price that gets you in all of them if you want in all of them. That's what we're doing. But that's going to be a fun one. I don't know if I'll have my trailer ready by then. I may not be able to take it down there.
That's okay. I've been looking at
RVs. Rentals. RV rentals. I'm not buying.
So
I'm buying a trailer, not RV.
VRBO is like vacation rentals. You can rent people's houses. Well, I didn't realize this till I started researching. They have the same thing for people's RVs. So you can rent people's RVs.
They share their people share their RVs?
I think it's called RVshare.com.
What if they do that barbecue trailers?
I would not share my barbecue trailer. Y'all would drag it out.
Well,
so we're gonna try to. I'm actually having on my list to find an RV.
And in Mississippi this weekend, youth season opens, so get out there and take a kid hunting. Me and Waylon are going to take Michael hunting this weekend after his football game. So,
next week we're doing a turkey recipe.
Turkey recipe next week. Getting geared up for Thanksgiving. It's on the way, folks. Different? Y'all get to stretch your pants out. Yeah, I'm doing a stuffed turkey. Everybody's always been on me to do a stuffed turkey, and it's not something we cook in the South a lot. We stuff them, we just don't put stuffing in them.
Yeah.
But I'm making a stuffing, and I'm going to share that with everybody.
We call it dressing and serve it as a side.
Yeah, that ain't the same thing as stuffing. Mm-mm. Stuffing goes inside something.
Yeah.
And it's like a stovetop, but a better version.
Yeah. Hey, I like stovetop.
Do you?
I lived off of stovetop when in college.
Yeah, that's a good college one. Did you have turkey with it or just stovetop?
No, it was just like
no gravy, just stovetop.
Oh no, it was just stovetop.
What now? That did need something on it. What would you do? Wouldn't it just dry?
I don't know. Me and my roommate would split
crouton mix
stovetop every now and then.
Well, we're gonna do stuffed turkey next week. Stuffed whole turkey smoked on a pit, and this will be Thanksgiving before you know it.
Yep.
All right. Well, Shell, give them all the good stuff.
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram and Twitter.
And I just thought of one more thing.
Yep.
Rumor has it that we're going to get to give away a PK grill the week of Thanksgiving on our Instagram.
Yeah.
So y'all be looking for that. PK is doing some kind of they actually contacted me this week and said, hey, we got this promotion going on where they're doing some kind of giveaway for the holidays. It's if you buy a PK, they give you like some kind of Maverick thermometer system and a rack to go with your PK and stuff. It's just a souped up package they're giving away for a PK. And they said, we want to give one away to your people to get the word out. And I said, heck yeah. So somebody's going to win a brand new PK. It's like a value. It's like $900 total worth of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And we're going to give it away on Instagram. And you probably all you have to do, I don't know what you have to do.
I'm excited
PK's
about this giveaway. I'm nervous about
how to enter it.
No, setting up a giveaway.
Oh, ain't into it. We're gonna be looking for that on Instagram, and y'all check us out, and we'll hang out with y'all next week. Thanks for being here.